Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another Versus Night. Tonight, I will be comparing The Bad News Bears from 1976 versus The Sandlot from 1993. So, let's get started on this one with The Grown-Ups. The Grown-Ups featured in The Bad News Bears consists of Walter Matthau and Vic Morrow. The Grown-Ups in The Sandlot consists of Karen Allen and Denis Leary. Now, between these two films, Walter Matthau and Vic Morrow really are very interesting characters in The Bad News Bears. Vic Morrow is more of the kind of straight man. He doesn't have a lot of funny stuff in here. He's more the straight man of the story, whereas Walter Matthau is just absolutely hilarious in here. With The Sandlot, I love Karen Allen, but you know, she's playing the mother to the main kid of the story, and Denis Leary is playing the new husband and stepfather to the main kid here. One sequence in The Sandlot, which I really liked with Denis Leary, was the kid has been asking him to go out and help practice, his catching with pitching and everything. So he actually finally does do it, and it's a pretty hilarious scene, his reactions to the kid and everything in there. But you don't really get a lot of that with Karen Allen and Denis Leary. There's a moment with Karen Allen where he's screwing around in his room and she walks in and she gets hit in the head, which was pretty funny there and everything, and her annoyance on her face when it happens. But I think the more interesting grown-ups in here, though, are probably, I'm going to go with Walter Matthau and Vic Morrow, because Walter Matthau is much more prominently featured than what either Karen Allen or Denis Leary are in The Sandlot. And that just helps him to be more of a standout character in there. So I'm going to give this one to The Bad News Bears. So let's move on to the kids and see if we can get a different outcome here. Some of the kids that are featured in The Bad News Bears consists of Tatum O'Neal, Chris Barnes, and Jackie Earle Haley. Some of the kids featured in The Sandlot consists of Tom Guerry, Mike Vitar, and Patrick Rena. Now, both of these groups of kids in here have that, that they have different members of the group that are just maybe more funny than others, more serious than others, and everything like that. And I think with having the female of Tatum O'Neal alongside Chris Barnes, Jackie Earle Haley, and the other kids that are in the film, I think they're a little bit more interesting than what the kids in The Sandlot were. Tom Guerry is, like I said, it's funny whenever he's doing the little pitching practice and stuff with Denis Leary, and then their fear of the kids' fear of the monster dog, in the yard next to their Sandlot area and everything. It's a different type of group of kids in a way. Patrick Rena is probably the most close, probably amongst the kids in The Sandlot, that are close to the style of the kids in Bad News Bears. But I think Tatum O'Neal just stands out so much in here. And this was fresh after her starring in Paper Moon and winning an Academy Award for that. So she is completely on her game in this film, and it's hard to beat that. So I'm going to give this one to The Bad News Bears as well. All right, so let's move on to story. See if we can get a different outcome on this one. The story for the Bad News Bears consists of an alcoholic ex-baseball pitcher who becomes a coach for a youth baseball team known as the Bears. The Sandlot's story consists of a young boy who moves with his family to San Fernando Valley and becomes friends with a group of young baseball players in the summer of 1962. Now, I like both stories, but they're quite different. They're both about baseball, as you already picked up, but they're quite different as far as how they are played out, because in the Bad News Bears, you have Walter Matthau's alcoholic ex-baseball pitcher, and he is just totally fun in there, and his interactions with Tatum O'Neal and Chris Barnes and Jackie Earle Haley in there is just priceless. Whereas the story on the Sandlot is a little bit more reality kind of based. I mean, yeah, I guess stuff with the Bad News Bears could happen, but it's just more for laughs and more just for fun. It's not to be taken very seriously. Whereas the Sandlot is more of a serious, it's still comedic in moments and stuff, but it's more of a serious kind of a film. So this one's tough. I'm gonna, because I love both stories, I'm going to give this one a tie, because it just depends on what story you're looking for, what kind of a baseball film you want. If you want the fun film, you'd go with Bad News Bears. If you want the more fun but dramatic film, you'd go with The Sandlot. All right, so let's move on to direction and see if we can get our final winner here. All right, so The Bad News Bears was directed by Michael Ritchie, whereas The Sandlot was directed by David Mickey Evans. Now, direction is very similar to story on this one. It consists of, Michael Ritchie doing a lot of little sight gags and fun stuff with the kids and Walter Matthau and everything, and a lot of really great moments that he directs on the field for them when they're playing games against the other teams and everything. So he is really good at staging these humorous and fun moments throughout this film, and very, very well directed. David Mickey Evans is directing a much different film than what Bad News Bears is, just like the story, and he directs it very well. He does, the introduction to Tom Guerry's character is very well executed, very well put together, very well directed. The introduction to all of his friends that he meets in this little baseball team playing on the Sandlot is very well directed and well put together as well. So it is another one that is kind of a toss-up. I'm going to give this one a draw as well. I mean, I'm going to give a point to both of them because, like I said, it depends on the mood you are in about seeing a baseball film, whether you want a full-on comedy, which you would go with Bad News Bears, or whether you want a comedy with a little bit more of a dramatic pace to it. And that's what you do with The Sandlot. So that gives our winner with a score of 4-2, The Bad News Bears. I like both of these films, but I think, like I said, it just depends on your mood, what kind of a film you're wanting to watch. They are both worth checking out. So, but what do you think of my ranking of these? Do you agree with my comparison here? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And when that video goes up, it will go up for all Plus members to view prior to it going up for all other subscribers on the channel. So if you want to get interactive and help us to get more reviews on this other than the ones I have on the schedule, become a member.
Well, that's the end of another Versus Night. If you missed last week's Versus Night, check out the link up in here. Or if you've missed any of the other Versus Nights, check out our playlist and see anything that you have missed.